Hey guys, on today's episode, you're going to meet Ashley Gillett. She wrote a book that describes the red flags that we often ignore while we're dating. I love the way she breaks down each chapter. She goes into details in each chapter about a particular type of guy that she has dated. So it's based on her personal experience. And she entitles each chapter, based on what she experienced in that relationship. I think this book is really interesting and I think it's a good read because it's something that we really should be aware of and take notice of. You have to pay attention to red flags. Don't ignore the red flags, people, because it can really make a change in your life. Or it can really make a difference in your life and take you down a path that you never expected to go down. So make sure you pay attention to these red flags, and I hope you enjoy this episode.
Welcome to Oh Hell No with Nicole.
Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Oh Hell No podcast. Tonight we have Ashley Gillett. She is an author and we're going to find out what else she does. And she wrote this great book called Red Flags Run: The Warning Signs in Relationships. Thank you for being here, Ashley.
Thank you so much for having me. How are you?
I am doing well. I'm so excited to talk to you. I read your book and it was so good.
Oh my God. I'm so glad you got a chance to read it.
Yes, I did. So I have a lot of questions about, some of the stuff that was in the book, but I want to start off by talking about you. So the first thing I want to ask you is, tell me 3 things you are passionate about.
The 3 things I am most passionate about is my faith in God, which is number 1 to me. That's very important, and I really can't play with that. And I love my family. They mean everything to me. I love hanging out with them. And the next would definitely be me working on Red Flags Run. That's my passion right now.
Okay. All right. So what do you do professionally from like 9 to 5?
9 to 5, I'm in the mortgage industry.
Okay. Mortgage industry.
Yeah.
All right.
But off base with my, what I went to school for, but I am in the mortgage industry.
Do you love working in the mortgage industry?
I do love it. It's a great experience helping people get their first homes or refinancing their homes. I'm actually working with the elderly, so I do the reverse work, and I really enjoy doing it, and the company spoils me, so that's always a plus.
Yes, that is a big plus.
Yes.
So what passions do you pursue on the side?
On the side, other than the book and doing speaking engagements, I actually do weddings. I do weddings with my sister, and I also sing. I sing a lot of places. I sing at weddings. I sing at church. I sing, anytime somebody asks me to come, I love doing that as well. So that's another.
So when you say you plan stuff, you mean like you do like event planning as well?
Well, I do day of coordination. I plan weddings from start to finish, and I actually work with my sister, who has a company, and we do floral arrangements and we do design of the entire wedding. Whatever the bride and groom are requesting, that's what we do.
Wow, that's amazing.
So I have a very hectic schedule.
Yes, I'm sure you do. So when did you discover that you could sing?
When I was a kid, I was raised in church, and I always sang in the children's choir. And then I got to step out and sing solos. And even though I was always shy singing solos, my heart beating fast, can't hear the words in my head. But that's basically how it started. Me in church, of course, and I still sing in church every Sunday, actually.
Wow, that's nice. I love that. I always say, like, if I could wish for, some talent, I would love to be able to sing, more so to entertain myself, but.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
Yeah, it's really a beautiful thing to be able to, do that.
Thank you.
So what made you want to write this book?
Okay, well, the reason why, there was when I was going through the relationships, the bad relationships over and over, I would normally call my sister and my aunt who lived in Atlanta at the time. I would call them and tell them the drama that I was going through. And, every time it seemed to end like, you need to write a book. Like you need to get this out there. And, they would always say red flags, red flags. We would talk about all of that. And I don't know, it just kept hearing it over and over. Even with my best friend who lives in Kansas City, she would say the same thing. And then I was like, you know what? It's time for me to write out my story. It's time for me to get the word out.
So I want to ask, how did writing this book help you?
Well, honestly, when I started writing each story and just reminiscing on the nonsense, the drama I went through, it actually made me sick to my stomach. And I had to realize that I can't do this anymore, and I have to know my worth. And what I went through, it could have been avoided because I saw the red flags in the beginning, but unfortunately it didn't. And I'm here to help people, but it was an eye opener actually sitting there thinking about each thing that I went through and typing it, and just it would make me sick to my stomach sometimes, just even writing the stories. Like, wow, Ashley, you really went through all of this. It wasn't necessary at the time, but eventually it was necessary because I'm here to help people and here to get the story out and to connect with women and men, because the men go through things too. Can't leave them out.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the way that this book is broken down, I loved it. I thought that was very interesting. So you each chapter is titled after someone that you dated. So she has like the baby boy, the playboy, the liar, the convict, the diva, and the broke man.
Yes.
Yeah, so I love that.
All of them.
And it talks about their age, if they have any children. She kind of gives those bullet points up front before she delves into the story about, what happened during the course of the relationship. So I really liked how you laid that out. That was great. So
Thank you.
what do you hope that women are able to take from this book?
Well, a lot of people have been reaching out to me with my DM, my emails, just reaching out and saying that they see themselves in the book. They see themselves, if not every relationship, they see themselves in something. And it's just an eye opener. It's like, wow, first of all, I'm not the only one who went through this. Second of all, I need to stop it because it's ridiculous. It's just an eye opener. And I just love the fact that I can help people. And my main goal is to get people to not waste time, because it was a lot of time wasted. And unfortunately, I had a friend who was only with her boyfriend, who I dedicated the book to. She's in the beginning of the book, who was with her boyfriend for only 2 months, and her boyfriend killed her. She left behind a son and a daughter. And the reason, it just happened that as soon as I gave the editor the book, he killed her that same weekend. And I said, you know what? I couldn't even ask her what red flags did she see, because he took her life. And I said, I have to dedicate this book to her. And this is the main reason why I need to get the story out there. Even though the stories are funny, they're true, they happen. And my main thing is you don't have time to waste time.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And that's real, because there are a lot of crazies out
Tell me about it. I dated quite a few.
there. You did, girl.
Mr. Durant being one of them. You did.
Yeah,
Yes, I
you
did, girl. Lord have mercy.
So reading the book,
It's real.
reading the book, I wasn't able to determine if there was any intimacy. I don't know if you did that on purpose, leaving that out because you didn't want to go that deep. And if you don't want to go that deep tonight, it's fine. You don't have to say. But was there intimacy with some of these guys? And do you think that played a part in maybe the connection?
Yes, there was. That was another reason why it was so hard for me to get out of the relationship, because of the soul ties. That, you're connected to a person on another level, even though I knew they were terrible people to deal with. It was more so the relationship side. The dating side, it was just trash. But it was more so the relationship side, and that's kind of what was so hard as to why I couldn't get out of the relationship and run as fast as I could. And my father's a pastor. I really didn't want to put it out there, but that's one of the reasons why. I'm a preacher's kid, and then everybody points the finger. It's a different kind of lifestyle, being a preacher's kid and having everybody watch your every single move and reminding you that your father's a pastor and you shouldn't be doing this, that, and the third. But I just really wanted everybody to focus on the stories and what I went through with each of these men and how I saw red flags, how I ignored each and every red flag, and how I lost money, lost time, lost, harassed at my job, threatened, they threatened my life and stuff. And it's unfortunate there's so much that was left out. I actually typed it up, but the editors kind of left a lot out.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually want to eventually, my plan is to do an uncut version, but that's eventually.
Wow. So when you were like writing this stuff out, did it in hindsight, do you feel like you pinpointed why? Because I feel like you knew a lot of these guys were like lying or just not on the up and up. But for some reason, even after there was like some time that went by where you guys had broken up or whatever, then they would call back and then you would just fall right back into the relationship pattern like you guys never missed a beat. When you wrote everything down, could you pinpoint why you did that?
I definitely saw. I knew they were full of crap. I did, but I just ignored it. It was just. I think it was more so I guess having a boyfriend, and so maybe they were cute, or maybe I thought I could fix whatever lie they told me, and I told my family. It was a lot of. I had a connection with them sexually, but other than that, I knew that they were no good for me. It was just hard for me to move on from it.
Yeah.
Even though they were taking my money, it was just hard for me to move on from. It's hard to when you love someone or you think you're in love or you just have that or you're comfortable with someone, you tend to stay around, be stuck in an uncomfortable relationship.
Yeah, I think that people feel like, okay, this is normal. This is what I'm used to. And they'd rather stay with the norm than to go into the unknown of, okay, I'm single again, I'm lonely and whatever. But at least if I'm
Right.
on this roller coaster ride, at least it's what I'm used to and it's okay, you know? And we've all been there
Right.
because I've had, relationships with a jackass. So,
Right.
but
Haven't we all?
yes. So you're not alone. I'm sure that a lot of women can relate to this and even maybe some men.
Yes. I've had men reach out to me and say, you know what, I got some stories too. So if you want to do a book about these stories that they go through, they definitely want to get on board with that. But yeah, you can't exclude the men because they have some crazy women too.
Yeah,
You can't
absolutely.
exclude them.
I think it goes
Mm-hmm.
both ways. So one thing that I noticed in the book is that a lot of the guys initially were asking you for money or to do things or to buy things. How did they come to know that you were even able to do these things? Was it in early conversations? Did you disclose what you did for a living? Or how do you think they knew that they could even come to you and ask for something?
It was crazy because they would just ask me questions about what I did, and they just assumed because I was in corporate America at the time. That was before I was even in the mortgage industry. I was in corporate America working for these big time companies that I just had money. And because I didn't have any kids and because I lived with my parents, they just, figure, oh, she got it.
Right.
So they would just ask me questions and make me feel comfortable. And even the football player that I dated,
Mm-hmm.
he would ask questions and I would tell him, and he would make me feel like, I can't believe you did that. I would never do that to you. And then he was the main one asking me to Western Union him some money.
Girl, I wanted to
So he
fight
could pay
him.
the lawyer.
No, I was done. I wanted to fight him. I was like, what is
You
going
know,
on? No,
terrible,
out of control.
terrible, like out of control. I'm like, really, dude? And then when I tell, I stopped, at that point, I stopped telling them. I started to downplay what I made. They had the audacity to ask me how much I made. I would downplay how much I made and all that. And then he was like, you know what? You don't got a savings account? Don't you got a credit card? You can't send me no money? Ugh, it was
Yeah.
just disgusting.
That's
Disgusting how they just
crazy.
did that.
Yeah. I mean, something else. I was shocked. So are these their real names in the book, or did you use like
No, 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 no. They, I sometimes forget the fake names. That's why I said the football player. No, we could not use the real names. Originally, I actually had the real name. And when my the editor, she said, "Oh my God!" Like we were like literally about to start printing, and I said something, and she said, "Wait, wait, wait! These are not fake names." I'm like, "No, these are their real names." She said, "Oh no, 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 no." She said, "Girl, anybody come back, they might try to sue you." So we had to change the name. We changed the description of how they look, and of course the jobs, because two men have come actually to apologize to me. They've one found me on Instagram and one on Facebook about how terrible they were. So definitely could not use real names. That was a no no. I
Yeah.
use fake names, fake description, and jobs.
Okay. And my next question
Yeah.
was going to be, has any of these guys, said anything about the book and, reached out to you or, said anything publicly or anything like that?
There are just two guys so far. Actually, it's funny because one of the guys in the dating side, he literally watches my Insta stories every single day and says nothing.
Wow.
He says nothing, and he watches like I'm like, there he go, watching my stuff. Like he is on it.
Right.
He says nothing, and I was told that he was very upset with me. It's Mr. Mute. He was very upset with me that I told the story, but I guess he thought I was joking when I said I'm putting you in the book. He was literally the last guy I talked to, and I said I'm putting you in the book, and I guess he didn't believe me. Well, yes, he's in the book, and he was in his feelings, but to this day, even up to today, he's watching my Insta stories. He's watching the kid. He definitely is. Every
Cook-a-doodle
day.
do, honey. They are crazy.
I'm like, keep watching, boo. Keep
Right.
watching.
From a distance. So, do you have like a top 5 list, of things not to do when you're dating, for women, or maybe a top 3 list, something that you could share with us?
Well, top three lists to do while dating, I would say
Or not
don't
to do.
to not do.
Yeah, like
Well,
these are the rules, or not to do, or it could be to do something that'll just help women navigate the dating scene and, play things a little safe.
well, I would say you don't need to disclose how much you make. Don't do that because I mean, some people are just savages and they just out to get what they want. And that's what I did wrong. I did used to disclose what I made, even though I wasn't no 6 figure making person. That was something wrong on my end because they played off of that. Another thing I would say is don't just make it official with the first person you see. Like I haven't been dating for 4 years and I'm literally trying to take my time. Don't say, you know what, I really like this guy. Let's be boyfriend and girlfriend. You have to figure it out. See if you like this person. See, go on dates, figure it out. Talk to each other. Understand. Like, if you're an entrepreneur, ask them, do you have a problem with a woman being an entrepreneur, especially if he has a 9 to 5? Or you have to understand and get to know the person who you could potentially be with. There's a lot of times people just rush into relationships. I would say definitely, especially if you've been in unhealthy relationships over and over, take your time to heal. I always say take your time to heal. Now, my healing process, I did not know would be 4 years, but it was. But you definitely need to take your time to heal, find yourself, focus on you. And, you just enjoy dating and just make the best decision. Just guard your heart and just figure out, is this the person I want to be with? And just pay attention to red flags. You know in your heart when it's a red flag. And if you don't know, talk to your girlfriend. Talk to somebody.
Yeah,
If you feel like your vision is clouded, definitely talk to somebody. If you're
absolutely.
unsure, right?
Yeah, because you weren't telling your sister, stuff. You were
No, I was
hiding stuff because you knew they were gonna let you have it if you told them.
exactly. Oh my God, I got in so much trouble. My sister, she said, "Girl." She did, like they would know the boyfriends and they would know of them or meet them, but I didn't give them intimate details of exactly what I was going through because I knew for a fact that it would be a problem. So that was a mistake I made. A lot of mistakes that I made was not telling, not, just trying to keep it to myself kind of thing. And that was where I hurt myself, especially when I knew they weren't for me. You know, it's a different platform when you're married and there's, husband and wife issues, or if you're in a deep relationship that you know you're going to be in with the person for a long time. But I was literally with a person that I knew I shouldn't be with, and I was silent. I didn't tell anybody what I was dealing with and what I was going through.
So
Yeah.
you said now you've been, chilling out for 4 years. So have you even been on a date at all?
Yes, I have. I actually started dating this year, finally.
Okay.
Yeah, I started dating a few men. Hey, I'm collecting data, so it's okay.
That's
I'll
all
try to figure
good.
this thing out.
What do you do differently now while you're dating?
I'm just not in a rush I'm just so not with the crap today. Like, few guys that I've been dating, like, they trying to push a relationship on me. And I'm like, wait a minute now. Let me figure out if I even like you. Like, I know you're cute. The physical is there, but let me figure out if I could deal with your personality, the voices in your head, like anything. I just want to know, are you okay for me to date? I've gone on such a break. I'm not just about to say, hey, this is my boyfriend, and about to push you out there while I'm trying to work and push for my stuff and my book and my brand and everything like that. It's just, I am just so skeptical. I don't try to put everything in the past on someone, but I'm very cautious. But I'm still trying to have fun, still trying to enjoy. It's just certain things I'm just not with it anymore. Not with the foolishness anymore.
Good for you.
So if I see some nonsense, I cut it real quick.
That's how you gotta
have
be.
no time.
That's right, girl. No time for the foolishness.
Exactly.
So what passion are you following today? What purpose-driven moves are you making for yourself in terms of, your career, and not really the mortgage stuff, but following the passion of writing this book? And what's the follow-up to this? What are you doing?
Well, I am doing speaking engagements. I'm working on launching my podcast to have different celebrities and different entrepreneurs come and talk about their relationships, their experience, best and worst dating experiences, to provide tips and, topics on having a healthy lifestyle, dating relationship. I am also working on my second book, but this is not actually my stories. I'm including friends of mine who have also had some crazy relationships, and I'm actually adding a friendship story of a friend, because there's red flags with friends, there's red flags with family. So I'm definitely including that, because I had to end a 20-year friendship because she kept doing a lot of bad things behind my back, and I kept finding out, and I had to end that. So I'm just trying to let people know also, it's not just a boyfriend-girlfriend relationships or husband and wife or any partner relationship. It's actually with friends and family. It's sometimes you got to watch for, some family members, you can't pick them. So that is my second book, definitely. And aside from the podcast, doing speaking engagements and book readings and book signings and all that sort of things. And just been getting around, meeting other authors, connecting and just taking it from there.
That's awesome.
Basically.
Well, congratulations. I wish you the best of luck on everything. I really enjoyed your book, and I'm looking forward to that next book. Because that is definitely true with the friends and, family thing.
Yes, absolutely. Can't exclude them.
Yes, you gotta include them. So
yes.
This is the Oh Hell No podcast, so I need you to share an Oh Hell No moment with us that you've had along the way, of your journey through, life, your ups and downs. And you shared a lot in your book, but I'm sure there's an Oh Hell No moment that you've had that you didn't share. It doesn't have to be relationship related. It could be, when you were writing your book, or, a speaking engagement, or something that just took place where you were like, oh, hell no, I'm not feeling that. Or maybe it was a good thing and you were like, oh, hell no, I can't believe this is happening. This is great,
Okay, so let me tell you, as soon as I started writing Red Flags Run, when I tell you everything that can go wrong went wrong. I had a brand new laptop that I barely used. I started typing my story, and the computer just completely shut down after I maybe finished about 3 stories.
Mm.
And I took it to the Geek Squad at Best Buy. They told me it was going to be $500 to do a diagnostic, not even to fix it, but just to do a diagnostic. I took my computer back, came to find out it just needed a software update. Then I started back writing. The flow was going, then it stopped. Then the flow was going, then it stopped. And the day that I finished writing the last chapter, I was in the basement and got excited, and water spilled all over my laptop.
Oh,
So I
my
couldn't
gosh.
even finish. I couldn't even like go back and edit or just read what I wrote because I was just flowing. I wasn't going back. I was just literally flowing. So I'm gonna tell you, like, every struggle of me getting this book out, everything that I was trying to do that was trying to deter me from actually getting this book out was happening. Then I sent a manuscript to someone. She read it, told me to keep going, said she was going to edit it. She never did. Then I got connected to another editor that never fell through. And then months later, because I had it was like at a pause, I finally got connected to a great person, an editor in Huntsville, Alabama. Then we got the book rolling. But when I tell you, it was a struggle getting this book out. And, people, and then having the women that come to me and tell me how I help them, how they see themselves in the book. Yeah, it's just confirmation that I was supposed to do this. And this is what I was supposed to do. No
Wow.
matter what happened, this is what I was supposed to do.
Wow, that's great. I'm glad that you didn't let that deter you from finishing the book and putting it out, because it really is a great book. And I think it speaks to us women, because we've all been there. And, I love the way at the end of each you talk about what the red flags were and just, reaffirm what we should be doing in order to avoid those types of situations. So kudos to you, girl. You did your damn thing.
Thank you, girl. 'Cause those things, I was like, oh, hell no, not again. Goodness gracious.
So tell everyone where they could buy the book and your handles on social media so people can follow and, purchase your book.
Well, I am on www.amazon.com.
Mm-hmm.
I am also, website is www.redflagsrun.com. And my social media handles is Ashley, ASHLEY, WGILLETT. So it's Ashley W. Gillett, and it's Red Flags Run. And also I launch a podcast. I shoot out a blog every Thursday. So there's a lot of cool blogs about green flags, red flags, different celebrity topics that I just, speak about every Thursday. So you guys check that out, and that's about it.
That's great. We'll definitely be checking for that.